Okay, the third one is our fear of loss of success. And this is one that you might well have read about or seen about on TED Talks and things like that. This one has actually been talked about, which is really good. And this one is, it's natural, isn't it? We're afraid that if we achieve something, we're going to lose it. And I think we don't see this anywhere as much as with romantic relationships. So for example, what people fear is, if I get into a relationship, if I fall in love, what if I get my heart broken? And we see it all the time, we see it all the films, it's like, people are too afraid to put themselves out there. Not because they don't think they're going to meet someone, not because they don't think they're going to have a good relationship, but what happens when there are problems in the relationship? What happens when things go wrong? And I always say this one is like, it feels like you're playing poker. So you're playing poker, and as you're playing, you're putting more and more money on the table. So the pot in the middle is getting bigger and bigger. The longer you stay in a relationship, the longer you stay committed to one thing, even a career, it feels like you're putting more and more money on the table, and the fear gets higher and higher because the sense of loss gets higher and higher. And it's natural. This is one of the fears that we experience a lot with fitness. It's a huge thing with fitness. People are so worried that what if I get healthy? What if I lose the weight? What if I get fit and then I go backwards? And it really makes people feel that they shouldn't bother trying in the first place, because it feels so hard when we lose that success. Okay? And it's really understandable that this is something that affects people so much at the moment, because we've had such turbulent times, especially in business. So many businesses have had to lay off people, have had to, quit. So if somebody's doing well, in the early stages they're doing well, and they're thinking about taking on employees, they're thinking about growing, taking on a lease for premises, it's understandable that this fear of loss of success comes in. And we're so scared that something's going to go wrong and we're going to lose that business that we're scared to even try. And the one thing I'll say about this particular fear, and it's really important to remember, is that a lot of this fear doesn't come from just the fear of loss of what we might achieve or what we might succeed in. It actually comes from the fear that we might have to feel the feelings of things that we've lost before. So very often in romantic relationships where we're afraid to connect and get our hearts broken, what we're actually afraid of is experiencing the previous heartbreak. So we're actually afraid of experiencing the feelings of perhaps when we've had loss before, but we haven't processed it. So we may have repressed those feelings. We may have not allowed ourselves to fully feel those feelings. And so now, we're not just scared of losing what we're losing now, but for all those feelings to come up. So the feelings of being a failure, the feelings of grief and heartbreak, and any kind of loss we've had in the past that we haven't fully processed. Okay, I can see this is making sense because people are nodding. Because I think we all feel that at